Might as well just keep scrolling because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just crazy. Make no sense. Just keep scrolling. Alright, those of y'all that stayed, time to unlock some magic. Here we go. Pick a card. Pick a card. Pick a card. Pick any card. Let's see what we got. Oh, the Fool. Y'all in trouble now because that happens to be my special card. In fact, when you do these tarot cards, whatever the fuck they call you, you're supposed to sit there and read people's fortune and all that shit. I don't do it like that. I play my own games because I am a fool. You see, when you're indoctrinated to think a certain way, you're gonna hold on to that belief. But if you're really woke or chosen or just a fool, you contemplate on your own knowledge. You move to the beat of your own drum. You understand? Let's see what it says about the fool. New beginnings, possibilities, innocence, spontaneous optimism. That's a good one. Trust in life, blind faith. That's a good one. Adventure, opportunity, and of course, pleasure. There is power in being a fool. Lots of power. Just think about it. Think about some of the stories and things you've heard where there was a fool. I can go all the way back to ancient times. All right, the king would use the fool to make him laugh, entertain the king. That's what they use. The townsfool. He got that title. Bam. Now the man getting paid. He's what I'm saying, he's in a big house. People around his own town shitted on him. Oh, he just a fool. Fuck him. Whatever. But now he's entertaining the king. In fact, so much that the king said, you know what? I like you so much, fool. I'm gonna give you a title. And he named him the Jester. The Jester not only entertained the king, you can research this. In fact, a jester would interfere in big court proceedings, like like we have lawyers and shit today. Uh, they would have their side. This person would have their side, and sometimes the king would ask what the jester thinks because he was impressed with his intellect. And the jester would, being who he is, a fool, he would give his own opinion. And it may just be some shit that made the king laugh or break the ice within the courtroom because somebody about to get their head goddamn shot the fuck off. Or maybe the jester said enough stuff to save someone's life. You see, being a fool is not necessarily a bad thing. Why do you think they say it takes a fool to learn that love don't cost a thing or love nobody or only a fool falls in love? All those things, there's a message in there. You see, everything's changed. But a fool knows that and he never conforms to anything. You see, even fools become kings. You dig? Why you think in the Bible it says if you call somebody a fool, you might indeed go to hell or you'll go to hell? Well, let's think about it. I'm not going to get too religious and everything like that, but some people say there's a God of the Bible, but that, due to the Council of Nicaea, certain things will change, and the one you think in the Bible is not really God. Well, let's just say, okay, calling somebody a fool is actually a blessing because who was one of the first fools we recognize in the Bible? That will have to be the devil. The devil was so foolish, or that he thought he could actually be God, or take God's throne, or whatever. At least that's the way the story goes. In the end, who became a god? The devil. You see? And I don't worship the devil or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that a fool's gift is the ability to recognize change, understand the chaos in it, make light of it. Like the court said, spontaneous, move with blind faith, and keep the shit rolling, baby. I mean, shit. This shit is all a game in a damn way. If you're foolish enough to believe that, or maybe I'm just fooling you. So you guys want to be woke and chosen and all this shit, but nobody sits there and get deep with the shit. You know, there's you can get deeper with the shit. Everybody's following trend. Oh, I'm woke, I'm chosen. Oh, I'll shut the fuck up. You know, there's stuff in Hollywood. You know, that's they put out for us people that have a higher intellect. But if you ain't getting out the mustard and speeding up, you ain't gonna never catch up. You understand what I'm digging? You know, for instance, the show um, American Gods, which is a great show. Originally, before I'm just starting to watch the show, honestly, I'm just starting to watch the show, and it has nothing about what I'm talking about. However, you know, before I even watched the show, I believe it was my brother-in-law. He gave me the book, and I read through some of the book. I didn't get too far with it; had too much going on and stuff like that. But he told me I should watch the show, and just like up a week or so ago, I watched the show, and it's brilliant. And I will say this much: um, there's a character in there. I thought he was gonna be the devil, but they call him Wednesday, and you know, the main character, he's asking like, "Well, who are you? Who are you?" Before he even tells who who he was, in so many words, they meant to go meet the goddess Easter. And the first thing Wednesday said, what he was, he said, "I am a fool." And I said, "Oh," I said, "He must be the devil or something." But no, he turned out to be Odin, which I ain't finished the show. It could still be the devil. I don't know. Not that the devil is something great. However, there's power in being a fool. So let's look at entertainment. They do some foolish shit, but if everybody's moving, doing the same thing, going, it takes the fool to go against the grain and say, "No, I ain't doing that shit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it this way." And he might fail, she might fail. But let's say they don't fail. Then they create something new. That's the chaos within the fool. That's the fool's power. Because he moves with blind faith, that optimism. You understand me? So many words, man. Don't just say you're chosen, you're woke. Read some fucking books, man. Gain some knowledge. Study some other cultures other than your own. I'm black and I'm proud. I'm Native American. I'm proud. That's my lineage. That's my bloodline lineage. But I still like learning about, uh, medieval times on the Caucasian end because there was actually black people within that time period too. I like learning, all types of shit. That's what makes you woke, or you know, that's what that's what a fool should do. So many words, you know what I mean? But I just want to break that code for y'all today. That is how you unlock some of your magic by, going within yourself, pulling out characteristics about yourself. Me, I can say this: I am a fool, but I learned how to not be foolish. See, there's a difference between being the fool and being able to use the fool's magic and not being foolish. A foolish person is going to get caught in the antagonist of what the fool aspect is. Understand? So he's getting food or she's getting food. They're not using the fool's magic like a jester. You see, that may make sense to some people and it may go over some of y'all's head, but I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. Everything is everything, and this world is one big puzzle. You're here to learn. Like I was saying before, I'm a fool, but I was born, excuse me, under the sign of a Libra. Libra is meant to keep balance. Am I a balanced person? No, because I'm a fool. But I'm also intelligent, so I know I can't do everything foolish like I have to keep some balance. Alright, till next time, I'm out. Peace.